About any of these animal friends.
Oh, it's a pleasure, Doctor, because you vets are always helping us animals, so it's only right that we animals help you vets.
Well, yes, I suppose so. It is feeling a lot better, actually.
Oh, good.
Feeling quite strong enough, I think, to sing my song now.
May I sing along?
Well, of course. After all, you're a doctor now, too. We've got cures and creams and calamine.
Poultices and pills.
Walking sticks for centipedes.
And chili soup for chills.
Nose drops for elephants.
And bandages for sprains.
Pick-me-ups and tonics.
So now we're right as rain.
The jungle is our surgery, and we don't charge a lot.
Surgery.
And the doctors charge the animals, and we don't charge a lot. We're the doctors of the animals, and we know what's what. Yes, I do enjoy my work here as the animal doctor.
And it's not too bad being an animal, with animal doctors like you around.
And that ends our story of the animal doctor.
And his animals. Do you remember some of the things we did?
And remember, it all started with our little piece of sticking plaster.
Which gave us the idea for the animal doctor.
So now why don't you try? Bye.
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 Just pretending. Let's pretend. Let's pretend. Let's pretend. Let's pretend.
Wow.
Next to
Close my eyes and I'm with you, and all that I so wanna give you, it's only a heartbeat away. When I need love, I hold out my hands and I touch love. I never knew there was so much love, keeping me warm night and day. Miles and miles of empty space in between us. A telephone can take the place of your smile. But you know I won't be traveling forever. It's cold out, but hold out and do like I do. When I need you, I just close my eyes and I'm with you, and all that I so wanna give you, it's only a heartbeat away. It's not easy when the road is your driver. Honey, that's a heavy load that we bear. But you know I won't be traveling a lifetime. It's cold out, so hold out and do like I do. I need you.
come to the end. So right now, let us have a warm thank you to Mr. Leo Sayer. I loved it. That's
Thanks,
great.
Kermit. It was just wonderful. Really.
Leo, I just want you to know.
Yeah, excuse me, Pig.
Wonderful singer, and I think Leo.
Oh, Annie Sue. Hey, you were wonderful, honey. You know, you're really going to be a big showbiz star. I really feel it.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Sayer.
Annabelle, take a bow. Good. Now just stand over there where you won't get hurt.
We'll see you next time on The Muppet Show. That was an amazing mess of mediocre mediocrity.
You can say that again.
Wanna bet?
Tonight on BBC.
As a birthday treat, I'm giving her the day off. Well, how about that? No work today, eh, Bertha? And since this is such a special day, I think my grandfather, who first brought Bertha to the factory, should be here to share it. Come on, Mrs. Tupp.
I'm here. Phew, I'm all puffed. It's all been such a rush. Now, who would like a nice cup of birthday tea? Where's the birthday cake, Mrs. Tupp? Ah, yes. That is being brought by my new helper. Oh, that looks very nice, Mrs. Tupp. It looks lovely. Really smashing.
Thank you, Bertha. You really are the best machine.
Whoa, Bertha, lovely Bertha. Sometimes I think you're a dream. When we work out what you have to do, you can always turn the goods out, always turn the goods out. We can depend upon you.
We'll have them right in a minute. Don't worry, after Superted, all will be right. Come on, Sid, one.
From his head to his toes and his shining nose to his great big ears that flop. He's a friend of mine, come rain or shine, that's Mop. Now how about that? There's a friendly cat who can send my mind askew with troubles I've had him, but I love the little madam called Smith. Mop and Smith, they are two of a kind. There's no doubt at all they're best of friends. Mop and Smith, now then you'd never find so much fun right under the sun. Adventure time for everyone. Mop and Sniff, there's no but.
We'll have them right in a minute. Don't worry, after Superted, all will be right. Come on, Sid, one.
This is a story about an ordinary teddy bear. When he was made, they found something wrong with him and threw him away like a piece of rubbish into an old dark storeroom. Then, from outer space, a spotty man brought him to life with his cosmic dust. He took him to a magic cloud where Mother Nature gave him special powers. That bear became Superted. Unknown to Superted and his extraordinary friend, Texas Pete has hatched a plot to discover the secret magic word. He has found the treehouse and placed microphones in secret places. And then he has taken the skeleton and thrown him into the sea. He knows that Superted will come to the rescue, and when he says his magic word, Bulk will be listening.
I heard it! This is great! Hey! Not bad, hey? Easy when you know how. I can do that backwards. What's this? Hey, hold up.
I told you Tex was up to something.
But Superted, why should he want us to come all this way out to sea?
He obviously wants to keep us away from the treehouse. But why? Come on, Spotty. We'd better get back there as quickly as possible.
Come here. Bring that back. Oi, you. Come here.
Well, everything looks all right.
Ah, Superted, look out! Oh, Superted. You didn't tell me you'd have the place rewired.
I haven't, Spotty. That's a microphone. We've been bugged. I think someone may have discovered the magic word.
True!
If the treehouse has been bugged, there must be a receiver hidden near here somewhere.
A receiver?
A machine that picks up radio signals so people can listen.
I'll look over here. Oh, what a lovely tree. It hasn't got any of those ugly earth leaves.
That's not a tree, Spotty. It's a radio aerial.
Huh?
And look, there's a truck. It looks as if someone has discovered the magic word.
Well, whoever it is, he's not very tidy. I mean, look at that hole in the roof. It's exactly the shape of Bulk.
Come on, Spotty. We'll have to catch him before he tells Texas Pete what the magic word is. Then we'll really be in trouble.
Okay, Bulk, the fun's over. This is where you tell your Uncle Tex the secret word.
Tex, I can fly, just like a bee.
Don't play games with me, you dummy. Tell me the word.
Don't do that, Tex. You spoiled my lovely new costume. I only got it today.
Tell me the word, Bulk, or I'll tear you limb from limb.
Don't push, Tex.
Tell me.
You're hurting.
Tell me the
Tex. I can only take a few words at a time, Tex, and when you go on at me like that and talk like that, the words go round and round in my head, and I get very confused, and I don't think you should do it again.
Bulk, how could you treat your best buddy like that?
Look, there's Tex.
How did he get there?
If he knows the magic word, maybe he flew there.
Are you really my best friend, Tex?
Sure, when it ain't too much trouble.
Watch out, Spotty!
If you told me the magic word, we could both fly, and you wouldn't have to carry me.
Yeah! Why didn't I think of that?
Probably because you're too stupid.
I think it was something like sarsaparilla or abracadabra.
Spotty! We've almost got them!
It's no use, Tex. I've forgotten. You brainless idiot! All that trouble and he forgets the magic word? Come back here!
Come on, Spotty. We'd better follow him. Who knows? He might remember it in a few minutes.
Later, Superted and Spotty Man watch as a large, fat shape draws patterns across the evening sky.
By my calculations, the fuel in those rocket boots should be running out at any moment. Now.
Hey? What? Oh, hello, skeleton.
Bulk, thank you. I knew you would come back. I knew it. All the time I've been sitting here and I've been thinking. Bulk living here all alone, at the mercy of the elements and all sorts of nasty animals and insects, and without an arm or anything to protect myself with. Because in the end, he's my friend.
Mop and Smith, they are two of a kind. There's no doubt at all, they're best of friends. Mop and Smith, now then you'd never find so much fun right under the sun. Adventure time for everyone. Mop and Smith, there's no buts, no ifs about it. Mop and Smith are two of a kind. They're two of a kind.
And this BBC record with songs from the series featuring Mop and Smith is now available. Well, next on BBC One, there's Regional News. That's 2:52, followed by an afternoon of children. And in the meantime...
One day, Paddington was making his way down the Portobello Road in order to have his morning cocoa with Mr. Gruber when he came across a very unusual poster. But if the poster looked interesting, the view through the fence was even more exciting. And he couldn't wait to tell his friend all about it. It's what's known as a fair, said Mr. Gruber. And if you've never been to one, Mr. Brown, then you have never lived. Paddington always enjoyed his chats with Mr. Gruber, and on the subject of fairs, his friend was obviously an expert. There are slides, Mr. Brown, and roundabouts, and swings, and dodgem cars, and usually there is a big wheel. You must go on the big wheel. It sounds very nice, said Paddington, but is it very expensive? I've only got 10p. In that case, Mr. Brown, I suggest you visit the fortune teller first. She may know if you are coming into more money. Paddington needed no second bidding. And as luck would have it, almost the first thing he came across was a tent belonging to someone called Madame Zaza. The notice on the outside said, palms red, crystal gazing, patronized by royalty, satisfaction guaranteed. It seemed very good value indeed. Excuse me, Mrs. Zaza, he announced. I'd like to have my paw read, please. I want to see if I'm coming into a fortune or not. I don't usually do bears, said Madame Zaza. But if you cross my palm with silver, I'll see what I can do. Not wishing to spend his 10p, Paddington rummaged in the secret compartment of his suitcase I think I've got a Peruvian centavo, he announced. They're silver.
I don't take foreign coins, said Madame Zaza. Anyway, crossing the palm means dropping it in and not taking it away again.
She broke off and gazed disbelievingly at Paddington's paw.
You seem to have a very long lifeline. I don't think I've ever seen quite such a long one before.
I don't think it is a lifeline, Mrs. Zaza, said Paddington. It's an old marmalade chunk. It must have got stuck on at breakfast by mistake.
Well, I certainly can't read your paw if it's covered with marmalade, said Madame Zaza. You'll have to pay extra and have the crystal ball. Now, when is your birthday?
June the 25th and December the 25th, said Paddington.
You can't have 2 birthdays a year, exclaimed Madame Zaza. Nobody has 2 birthdays, except the Queen.
Bears do, said Paddington firmly. Bears always have 2.
Makes it more difficult, said Madame Zaza, and much more expensive.
Paddington gave a sigh. As far as he could make out, even if Madame Zaza did discover he was coming into a fortune, he wouldn't be able to afford her fees. But Madame Zaza was already busy with her crystal ball.
I see a cloud, she said. A pink cloud. It's getting bigger and bigger. Really, this is most exciting. It's never happened before.
Ugh. You've put candy floss all over my crystal ball. Where are you? Come back. But Paddington had gone. He'd had quite enough fortune-telling for one day, and he felt it was high time he spent his tenpence on something more important. I think, he announced, I can see a journey all the way to the big wheel, starting now.
Fingermouse. 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 Fingermouse.
I am the mouse called Fingermouse. Fingermouse, that's me. I'm a musical paper mouse, as anyone can see. I can play drums. Look. I can play keys. I am the mouse called Fingermouse. Fingermouse, that's me. I can play woodwind. I can play string. I can play just about anything. I can play this. I can play that. Anything at the drop of a hat. See? Oh, I'm the mouse called Fingermouse. Fingermouse, that's me. Yes, I'm the mouse called Fingermouse. Fingermouse, that's me.
Come on, Fingermouse. Rise and shine. It's better when I'm up bright. Maybe not so bright, but early this morning. Come on, you can help me stir my early morning cuppa. Oh, there's a good reason for me being up bright and early this morning. It's because that Fingermouse, I didn't say you could drink my tea. Oh, look, your nose is all wet now. Oh, no. The good reason is that I'm up early. It's because I'm dying to try out this new instrument I've got. It's over here. There it is. What do you think, Fingermouse? It comes all the way from India, and it's rather large. Have a look. It's coming even more and more. It's still coming more. More. Oh, I'm afraid that's the end of it, Fingermouse. Now, this instrument is called a sitar. Now, I'll just put this bit on here. It's a very, very gentle sounding instrument. Listen. I think we'll start the day off nice and gentle, like the morning, with every string bringing a new ray of light. Day's coming up, Fingermouse. And the birds are singing. Oh, and somewhere out there a cock's crowing. Do you want to go and see it? All right, then. Off you go. Oh, it's nice for mice to get out of the house. Sit-a-dee, sit-a-dee-dee.
Some of us night workers have just turned in. We're trying to get some shut-eye.
And if we're going to get in some shut-eye, you'll have to shut up.
Toot, root, twit. But I must sing my song. I always sing it. No! I'll sing it to myself, then. Oh, it's nice for mice to get out of the house. I'm on the grass and on the trees, the trees, mist skies. Oh, just a place to be. Everything about me. Done it. Oh, the cock is crowing. Oh, surely things should be waking up now. Light grows as the cock crows from dark of night. I see the colours becoming bright. Night is done and day's begun, and as the light grows strong, so grow the shadows too on the meadows bright with dew. Oh, look how long my shadow is. But as the morning goes on, my shadow gets shorter.
Here, I can show you how to lose it completely.
What?
Yeah, we'll go and sit in the shade. Come on. Oh, that's better. We can rest here a while and I'll tell you a story.
Why?
Well, I can be nice, you know. Oh, it's nice for Rat to be nice sometimes to little mice like you. There. I'll tell you the story of the Lion and the Mouse. But you'll have to help me by playing one of the parts.
Oh, can I play the lion?
No, you can play the mouse. Now, ready? Down in the jungle something stirred. A rather brightly coloured bird. Our story is about to begin. Roar! I'm king of the beasts, I'm king of the beasts. Anyone who disagrees can be my guest at a feast. We're being the food, he'll eat the least. Roar! Well, one day our hero, that's me, you know, was having a siesta. Oh, that's Spanish for a rester. When in the middle of his shut-eye, some hunters came passing by.
Who's playing the hunters?
You don't have to see the hunters, you can just hear them.
Oh.
Beating their drums. Thank you. And suddenly, well, not so suddenly, eventually, a net dropped out of the sky over our hero.
Why?
Well, it's obvious why. Roar, roar, struggle, struggle. And try, he couldn't get out of it, however much he'd try. And cry, I'm king of the beasts, I'm king of the beasts. Anyone who disagrees can be my guest at a feast. Where being the food, he'll eat the least. And then a little mouse, a little insignificant weedy mouse, that's you, Fingermouse, came passing by and said... Well, go on, then.
Yes, Your Majesty, although I'm only a humble rodent, household pest, who wrote this rubbish? To set you free, I'll do my best.
You help me, you make me roar. Roar. Sorry, wrong roar. I mean guffaw. Oh, oh, oh. And the brave mouse crept underneath the net and began to gnaw. And gnaw a bit more. And as he gnawed, bit by bit, the net, full of little holes before, became one big hole that did not fit. And the lion was free to roar. Roar! I'm king of the beasts, I'm king of the beasts. Anyone who disagrees can be my guest at a feast. Where being the food, he'll eat the least. Oh, phew, I'm exhausted. When you give your all to a performance, then I'll take it out of you. Here, what's up with you?
That net didn't agree with me.
Oh, you'll get over it. I'm off for a kip in the shade.
Oh, I'm going out to the light. And it's all so bright, and all a quiver. Look at it, dancing on the river. What is the music of the river? That's all a quiver. A quiver with wings all a quivering in every breath of the wind. A quiver with flies all a tremble that make the deep fish rise. Slowing, then the wings of that butterfly, they're slowing down as well. Doesn't seem to mind me getting closer. It doesn't mind me touching it. I wonder why.
Because, my dear Fingermouse, it's, how can I explain it? It's no longer a butterfly. You see, well, butterflies have short lives.
Oh, you mean...
Well, I'm afraid so.
Oh, well, I'll take it back to Music Man. He can mend anything. Oh, hello, Fingermouse. Of course I can fix it. All this butterfly needs is a helping hand to bring it alive. See? It's just made out of paper. And you can make lots of things out of paper that look alive, like a Fingermouse, for example. And if you'd like to know how to make a Fingermouse, then write to me for this sheet, to this address. Fingermouse, BBC TV Centre, Wood Lane, London, W12, 7RJ. And I'll send you one. All right, Fingermouse. Follow the butterfly.
And there's Becky and David's Fingermouse in close-up. Look, he's got whiskers too. Terrific. Thank you very much indeed. Right, let's have a look at some more of these Christmas cards that we've been sent in. This is coming from Sue, who lives in Edinburgh. Holly on the front. There's a Christmas tree, and if you open the window, inside, look at that. That's really clever. Now, not only has Sue done that, but she taught herself to knit. And she's knitted me a scarf. Right, terrific. The mail's just come. This is our afternoon mail. There we go. That's the afternoon mail. Have you got some there that I can open, Sid? Open some more cards, because it's more exciting when you...
It's great. Oh, yeah, I can play the drums already.
Ian, you're not playing the drums. You're being silly. You're just bashing everything inside.
I'm not. I'm just hitting the drums, am I?
No, drums are musical instruments, just like my flute, and you've got to work at them to play them properly.
Oh, I suppose I could practice at home, couldn't I? On some saucepans and lids and wooden spoons. That could be a one-man band.
Yeah, that would be fun, but it's still not playing the drums properly. Let's find out how to play them with a drummer from Atarah's band.
You. Hey, I thought drums were only any good for marching and pop groups. They're not, are they? They can be used for somersaults and fighting. Like the day that Tobias the tuber went to see his uncle Tiberius.
Whenever he was away, trouble with a capital T always broke out. And all because of Danny the drum. When it comes to trouble, he just drums it up, said Olive the oboe. Normally, Tobias was able to keep Danny and the other drums, the cymbals and the triangles, all under control by throwing his weight around. But not when he was away, of course. Let's hope that drum stays out of trouble just for once, trilled Francis the flute. But Danny just laughed and started practicing his drum rolls. Because Tobias wasn't there, Danny just couldn't resist clowning. You've just heard a drum roll, he chuckled. Now watch a drum roll. Danny turned onto one side and rolled round and round the house. All the other drums joined him, and they went round faster and faster, bumping into all the furniture. Watch out, cried Francis the flute. You'll knock one of us over. Pardon, grinned Danny. I didn't quite hear you. And he turned and rolled straight at her with a naughty twinkle in his eye, bumping into her with a loud crash. Why can't he be sensible for once? Cried Francis angrily, picking herself up. If I had my way, I'd march all you drums out of the house. A march? Now, that's an idea, chuckled Danny the drum. Come on, everybody, there's nothing like a march. Put your best foot forward. He began to beat time with his drumstick, and all the instruments began to march round the house. When they came downstairs for the second time, they stopped for a rest. The hall clock struck the hour. Boing, boing. Time to go outside, yelled Danny. Just follow the leader. But who is the leader? Asked Twiggy the Triangle. I am, replied Danny. No, you're not. I am, said Basil the bass drum, because I'm bigger than you. But I've got the drumstick. Not anymore, said Basil as he grabbed for it. And the two of them began to roll about the room, trying to pull the drumstick away from each other. Stop it before you break something, cried Francis the flute. But it was too late. The drumstick flew across the room, hitting the hall clock with a crash. The clock fell on the floor with a bang, and bits of glass fell everywhere. That was Danny's fault, said Sidney the cymbal. Oh, no, it wasn't. Oh, yes, it was. Oh, no, it wasn't, repeated Danny, giving Sidney a hefty push. How dare you pick on someone smaller than yourself, said Basil the bass drum, turning to Danny. If you're going to push others around, you must expect others to push you back. And he pushed Danny. Sidney the cymbal joined in, and Twiggy the Triangle rushed to Danny's side. Soon all the drums, cymbals, and triangles were fighting for all they were worth. Ricky and Olive looked on with horror while Francis the flute just closed her eyes and put her hands over her ears to shut out the din.
Suddenly, everything went quiet, apart from a few moans and groans. Frances opened her eyes. She saw all the drums, cymbals, and triangles were lying around the hall, covered in cuts and bruises. "Right," said Frances. "We'd better tackle these dreadful drums, cymbals, and triangles. Line up, all of you." Frances patched all their cuts and bruises, while Ricky the recorder and Olive the oboe helped with the bandages and sticky tape, using the ironing board as a table. When they reached Danny the drum at the end of the line, Frances looked at Ricky and Olive. "I think this is a special case. Yes, he needs very special treatment." So they put him on the ironing board, and they wound bandages round Danny and the ironing board until he was firmly fixed to it and couldn't move. Just then, Tobias the tuber came home from his visit. "Very quiet here," he said happily. "Yes," replied Frances, we're playing hospitals." "Good, good. Glad to hear you're playing a sensible game and nothing too rowdy. By the way, what happened to the clock?" "It's a long story," said Frances, winking at Danny. "But while you were away, time just flew."
Did you know that piece of music? What's it called? The can-can. Very good. Well, now let's find out how our drummer plays his instruments. Meet our spaceman drummer. Now, Mr. Drummer, show us how you don't have to use hands to play the drums. Just give us a rhythm on the big bass drum with your feet. Can you do that? Clap. Everyone! If you want to learn the side drum, that's the instrument to start with. You can buy a practice pad and you needn't trouble all the family, but you can make this sort of sound. Salute, Sergeant Major Spaceman. He can play 2 African-sounding tom-toms. Close your eyes, everybody. No cheats, no cheating. Which instrument is this? It's a small percussion instrument he hits. What is it? Triangle. Anyone who has a triangle, pick it up and join in with our drummer, Triangles. Good. He plays the Chinese-sounding cymbals. If he wants to be on top of the charts, he plays all his instruments at the same time.